Going on, Charles Botenston here. Today we're going to be talking about, actually before I start that's the Times Square ball. How cool is that? It's my office space. That's the roof. If you're ever in New York City, just give me a holla. Bring you up to the roof. So I was taking the elevator up, and this actually reminded me of something that I don't know who originally said it, but it's absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to reiterate it because I don't know if you've ever heard of it or whatever. I'm in the elevator coming up, and this guy, and I don't know what day it is. Like, sometimes I do, but 50% of the time I'm like, is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Is it Thursday? But I said the day, and I'm like, oh, it's Thursday. And the guy goes, I said, just silently to myself, I'm like, is it Thursday? And the guy goes, I hope so. I was like, okay. And then he left the elevator and got off on his floor, and I was thinking about it. I'm like, why would he say that? I'm like, he was very emphatic about it. And then it got me into something that I heard before, is that people just literally work at a job. So, and I don't know the whole saying, but they work at a job to buy things that they don't need, to impress people that they don't care about, or that the people don't care what you buy. It's like you're doing something really, just look at what you do. It's frightening how much we do everything for other people, which is good, and that's why humans have been a great creature on planet Earth, because we did things for other people, but we're doing it for the ego boost. We're doing it for what they're going to say, for how many likes we're going to get. Look at this cool photo. Look at this vacation or whatever. It's more of a bragging than a giving. You know, and that's why the most successful people are always giving. But going back to what he said, he goes, thank God, or whatever. I hope it is, or something. Something very, okay, dude, let's take it easy. But the reason he said that is because it's Thursday, and guess what that means? It's once he's done with Thursday, then he's one day away from Friday, and then he's one day away from the weekend. Oh no, and then we have Monday. So, in other words, you're literally going through your life just trying to get by. I forget who it was. There's so many things going through my mind right now. But they said, and I wish I, remembered everyone's quote, but they said, we tiptoe through life hoping to safely get to death. We tiptoe through life to hopefully safely get through death. And you think about it, and it's like, holy cow, it's like, why do we do the certain things that we do? Are we doing it and I just put out a video today that said, literally, are we coping or are we thriving? If we're just coping with life, we're just going through life. We're just going and we're doing things. This is what that guy's doing. He's so emphatic about potentially how much he doesn't like his job, or problems at home, or financial, or whatever. I don't know. It could be a plethora of reasons. But he's literally coping with life, hoping to safely get it to the weekend. And what I always think is that, sir, what if the train derails today, the subway, and you don't make it till the weekend? What if someone gets into a car accident? It's like, put things in perspective. That's the biggest thing, is that, I was talking with my mom yesterday, and someone we know, she's stressed out, and I told her what stress is, which is we literally create stress, the feeling of stress. The reason we get sick is because we create the feeling of sickness. I would actually love to Google, this is something to Google, is that, like, do animals get cancer? Like, if they nutritionally eat right, like, I have no idea. I'm just throwing out that phrase because, yeah, I won't go into cancer and things like that. But we cope with our week to get to the weekend. And then when the weekend's done, and I heard this from Les Brown. Les Brown's a motivational speaker, incredible, and you've probably heard of him on one of the videos. But he said, most heart attacks happen between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. on Monday. Do you really think that is by chance? Do you really think when someone had a decent weekend, or a good weekend, or an amazing weekend, or the best weekend ever, and on Sunday night they're like, crap, I have to get into a job that I don't like and survive 5 days in that job? Well, you're also spending your time, which is more important. You're spending your time at school, at your job, at the gym, or whatever. Like, obviously the gym is positive, but and I'm not saying, like, I love my job. Like, I don't consider this work. And when you talk to people that really, really love what they do, a performer or an athlete or something like this golfer, literally, he's like, I can't believe I get paid to do this. And if you really think about it, the stress of the 18th hole at the Masters or a major championship in golf is nothing compared to, oh, by the way, I'm going to be making $1 million or $2 million, and that's just on this tournament. And by the way, all the sponsorships. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm playing golf outside in the sun on the most beautiful courses in the world with a crowd watching me do it. Like, put things into perspective. You're born in Miami or LA or Chicago or Hodunk or whatever, or Tuscaloosa or Chihuahua, Texas. It's like, yeah, but you're born in the United States. It's like you're free to do whatever. Or Canada or India or China. Like, all these countries are just coming up. They're rising up. And if say you don't like the living circumstances, say it's really not a good living circumstance, what you really need to say is, at least I have my health. I have my health. And if your health is failing because you're aging or you're sick or whatever, just say, at least I'm alive. At least I'm alive. At least I have thoughts. At least my heart is beating. At least I'm breathing. I'm still here. It's like you have to dial it down to the ridiculous. And then from there, we pile. Literally, I'm alive. I have my health. I have my family. I have my friends. I have a job that's paying me. There's millions of people that don't have jobs. You have a house. You have water. You have food. You have, you stack all these things on top. My phone is dead. Oh, okay. Well, someone just died. And their family wishes that their phone died instead of someone in their life dying. It's like, you need to put things in perspective. And with that comes gratitude. Gratitude of health and wellness. And the other thing is, and I know I said this in the Coping versus Thriving, it's just, when people do that, you cannot feel for them. You just have to say, okay, awesome, and just objectively just move it. Because if you start believing negative people, like that guy who's like, thank God, or I hope so, do you feel, I actually feel different emotions running through my body, and that's not good. The different emotions are cortisol. It could be other negative hormones or chemicals running through my body, and it's one of those things that you have to be aware of. What are you saying, and are you just going through life? Are you just tiptoeing through life to safely get to death? Or are you doing things that you like? And I'm going to do something, because I know I have a lot of young viewers. I'm going to do a video on high school and college. If I was back in high school and if I was back at college, two areas that I did not take advantage of. Well, I did socially, but not really academically or we'll just put it at that. So subscribe to the video. Hope this helps. Leave your comments below on times that you've caught yourself saying things not in perspective. And I'll just leave you with this. I know we're at 8 minutes. I was at the Apple store yesterday, and I was looking to get a new laptop. We're going back and forth about the weight, because I have a MacBook Pro, and I was looking at a MacBook, which is totally different, performance and weight and size and everything else. And we're going back and forth, and the Apple girl goes, she looks up at me, cute little, young girl, probably in college, and she's like, this is such a first world problem. I'm like, you're right. Something like that just snaps you out of it. It's like, this is such a... We're talking about screen size and resolution and the weight. It's like, my dad actually had back problems when he was walking in New York City 25 years ago, because he had an IBM laptop. It was so heavy, he actually had back problems. And I'm like, 3 pounds or 1.5 pounds? It's like, dude, let's put this in perspective. Yes, I obviously want the thinnest, the laptop that goes with me, but dude, let's put this in perspective. All right, so put things in perspective, especially when you catch yourself. Leave out the comments below. Hope you subscribe, and we're inching closer to 1,000. I just spit all over my phone. Have an awesome day. Talk to you guys soon.